Evening, everyone. It's 8 o'clock. I know it's late, but I kind of wanted to get a handle on what the futures were going to do overnight. What happened today was really interesting. First of all, the PPI, core PPI, retail sales, all looked good. Had it not been for the Credit Suisse issue, I think that we would have had a dramatically different looking day. But what was interesting here, the chart on the screen is the dollar index. And the dollar was up, hasn't reopened yet tonight, but it was up over $1.06, over 1.1%. And keeps on bouncing off this support down here at 102 to 103, and so we had a big day. What was unusual was that at the same time as the dollar being up, usually we only see that on days where the bonds are down, even down significantly. Not today. The bonds and the dollar went in the same direction. This is tonight. We're slightly higher on the bonds, 20, 30 seconds, which is about 5/8 of a point. And today we were up 1 3/4 points. So rates come down. We've again touched this area that I keep on talking about as the most recent lower high. And we're coming awfully close to breaking out above that. And if we did that, this is what we'd be looking at. We'd be looking at something that has had 7 consecutive lower highs and lower lows. So this is the first higher low if we do break out. And on the weekly, we are right there at this 50-week moving average. So, and as you can see, or maybe you can't, let me bring this in a little. As you can see, the 5 went through the 20 to the downside and then turned right back up. And it looks like we'll cross to the upside again. So I can't imagine that we get through 135 or 140 regardless, but you just never can tell. As far as the rest of the market, the S&P and the NASDAQ comp did not make lower lows than Monday. The only thing that made a lower low than Monday were the Dow and the Dow transports. So you're talking about 50 names as opposed to the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ comp. And so those closed on the high. In point of fact, the NASDAQ comp actually closed slightly higher on the day. So what do we have tonight? Well, we have the oil, which was down to 65.65 today, closing 67.61, down 3.72, and is up, a pretty meager 82 cents. But nonetheless, this is the area that those dumb jackasses in Washington said that they were going to be buyers between $65 and $70. We did break down out of this. I mentioned this on Monday and Tuesday. And today we broke solidly through it. However, at the same time, on the weekly, which I just had here, on the weekly, we hit the 200-week moving average and came up ever so slightly. So here's the daily. Again, we're mid-range on where we were for the day today, but still well below this break from Monday. So we'll have to see how that goes. Empire State was a huge miss, down 24.6%. And tomorrow we have what normally we have on Thursday. We have claims, we have housing starts, I think we have building permits. So we'll have to see how that works out. The silver was down today while gold was up $20. And tonight, I'm going to guess the silver is up and the gold is down. Gold is down 6, silver is up 530. So really not much action. We just got crushed on the copper spreads. And the nat gas is up 7.5 tonight with the rest of the energy, which is also somewhat unusual. They usually go in different directions. Bonds up 19 to 30 seconds. The dollar is up another 7 cents, just reopened at 8 o'clock. Bitcoin, which has held up remarkably well and is a recipient here of the banking issues, down 60 after being down 750 during the day today, but is solidly higher for the last several weeks. We've been putting in this bottom. It looked like they were going to test it. Came right down. This is a daily, so it came right down to the 100-day MA. And today, or tomorrow, Thursday, if we hold right where we are, we get a cross back to the upside on that 5 and 20. This could easily get into this gap. The gap is between the bottom here at 28,745 and the top here, which is 27,455. So 27,500 to 28,750, let's call it, would close that gap. But it looks to me like if we break out here, we're going to have this measured move from the topping area around 25,000 down here to about 20,000. So that's 5. A breakout above that takes us to 30,000. And that would be right into the teeth of this last consolidation before we broke through 30,000 for the first time in quite a while. Adobe had earnings after the close. They were positive. The stock had closed at $333.61, up 28 cents, ran up to $351.80. Last was $350. Let me just check that and make sure, since it is now closed. It closed $350.80, up 17.47, or 5.25%. I'll be back first thing in the morning.